and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're all doing all right today. Before we jump right into the action, we have a few short announcements that I have to get through as per usual. The first is our Gnomathon. Not Gnomathon, Gnome-splaining is going to be happening on Thursday, the 29th, October 29th. We hit our sub goal, everybody. That's phenomenal. And we even had another week to spare. So I'm very thankful towards all of you for that. I think this is going to be a very enjoyable little experience where you learn exactly why I hate gnomes so much. And learn the entire story behind it as well. In addition to that, if you're not able to watch it live, which is perfectly understandable, the video will be up on the YouTube and it will be on our Twitch channel. So be sure to subscribe and follow both of those platforms. Give us some comments, give us some likes. All of those things go to help grow our community every single day. I know this is new that we are recording this one, but I think I'm going to just make a general library area for all of my games to be put in, except for the show games up at the top. So yeah, I think this will be a fun little experiment that we're doing. In addition to that, you might want to follow me on my Twitter because there's going to be some big ol' announcements happening on over there about a new cast show game that is going to be starting. We have a start date. We have everything lined up. Our character arts are rolling in soon. I am very excited for all of that. But if you want to know anything about that, you're going to have to follow me on Twitter or join our Patreon, where you get into our private Discord server where I discuss all of these things with our players pretty much every damn day. So, yeah, I think that's going to be everything from me. And, of course, since nobody else wanted to volunteer, I have to give a recap. You all managed to find your way here to this little point on the map. The area outside the Wuyang Gorge, attached to the mountainside of the Sirius Mountains. The very edge, the peak, right there, where there's a little civilization of people who live there. After some ominous fortune-telling that many of you had to participate in, you found out that there's an oasis here that many of the people worship very closely, very endearly to all of them. They named the mountain. Kudos points to any of y'all that know what they named it.
Clarissa?
Nope, that's the name of the fortune teller.
Oh.
No kudos
Give me a
points for
second,
any of y'all.
I have this. Flora.
Keep guessing.
I don't know.
Mount Serona.
Serona. Remember?
Serona.
One Serona.
You wrote it down somewhere.
Oh, wait.
Yes, it is Serona. Thank you.
Scribbled.
So, as you travel through this passageway, one of your party members had a loose-lipped conversation with the guard of the passageway, where you translated some amount of information that led you deeper into the mountain, where you came across an old ally to a few of the old-school party members, the ones that are the OGs here, Babe, a Duragar who they helped out over in Allfield and fucked over in Zadesh. It's amazing what happened in between two sessions. So, you found out that he's there because he's hiding and has to stay on the run for his life from the gentleman, the individual who all of you, well, not all of you, the OG members, pissed off quite a lot and did a lot of shit against /4. You know, it went both ways. When you asked Babe what you could do to help him, he told you that, well, it'd be nice if you killed the fucking gentleman. And all of you went, nah, it doesn't sound like that's our thing, buddy. He went, well, the gentleman's trying to kill me. And you went, nah, I don't really think that's my thing. So, fuck him, I guess. You decided to travel back up the mountain, not caring about the consequences for your actions, even in the slightest. And as you made it to the very top, you found this beautiful little oasis where it was much cooler. Oh, sorry, we skipped over one aspect. A corridor that had fungus along the walls and ceilings that took you all roughly 30 minutes IRL to pass through. Yep, proud of that moment.
D&D, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
D&D.
You were very
Wait till we get
spooked
to
out.
doors.
But anyways, once you made it to this oasis, all of you felt a little at peace, a little calm here. And many of you started investigating around, seeing if you couldn't find anything to relate to a little more easily. In your investigation, you all found the podium where I believe it was Fordrum who recognized the idol belonged to I'm trying to think her title.
Moonweaver?
Moonweaver, thank you. Serona, the Moonweaver. And pretty much told you all that this is a place dedicated to her. That's pretty cool. Now you know the Moonweaver's real name, or one of her names at least. You know, different societies, cultures, it all varies. When Fordrum picked up a stone to start whittling it, he also found out that apparently the stone had some long-lost couple's name inscribed into it, as well as the circumstance behind what was transpiring and why they left it here as well. And decided to be more peaceful and pick up just a different stone. Rez did a little bit of meditation. I just realized I have the two of you swapped backwards. I'll fix that real quick. Boop. Real quick. Work. Why is it not working? There we go. Holy shit, Zoom did not want to work there. Okay. Anyways. Corvus sat by the water and hung out for a little bit and dealt with a perverted frog. And Nico kind of just listened to birds in their very tricksy environment debate how they're going to fuck with all of you and who's going to shit on who and everything like that. Jasper, however, was the only person who actually did something, well, that needed to be done for a long period of time. You had a conversation with your patron, the individual who's been granting you these magnificent powers, such as being able to see in the dark at an incredible range despite anything around you. And also to do this really cool spell that makes you feel kind of like a cowboy. It's pretty great, pretty great. In talking to her, you asked her if she affected your destiny. And although you didn't get a very straight answer, she seemed to be upset that you would question how useful she is being towards you, despite the allegations that you were throwing at her. And she made it very clear that at any point in time, she can withdraw whatever she gave to you. And if you wish to know more about her, that you have to prove your trust. It is a two-way street, and she has already been more than generous, despite the fact that you've done very little to help her. Get her that hilt. That's all she's been asking for lately. So everybody went back. Jasper did a cool little thing, made his body glow a bunch, and nobody questioned him yet again.
Yep.
And revealed a hidden little riddle inscribed in the tree. And as you were reading the riddle, everybody was throwing out all of these wondrous ideas as to what it was. And Rez was the only one who just used common sense. Was like, well, dew. It's the dewdrops that come from the morning, guys. In doing so, a little hole opened up in the tree, and all of you began talking with a tiny sprite of some kind. A creature directly from the wilds, who Nico had a nice conversation with. And, well, long story short, you were given the opportunity for one favor from Dew, and you kind of wasted it. Nico, of course. So, after all of that, you all said that you wanted to go back down the mountain, I believe. And we boop, 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 boop. time jumped you down to the base yet again. And this is where we will pick up.
Back at camp.
Yep, you're all down here.
Time of day is it? Night?
At this point, it is very deep into the evening.
Yeah. So, food?
Sounds good. Let's get some dinner.
Dude, sounds agreeable.
Get some dinner. And basically, when we huddle around dinner, Fordham's just going to look up and go, so, what do we want to do now?
Well, if y'all are still willing to help me with the hilt, that would definitely be great.
I'm up for it.
And Nico did give you that information about his ally over in Trustenwald.
Yeah, I think that was the decision. We were going to go to Trustenwald, make our way
Yeah.
that way.
Right.
And get the information
So-
on that hilt.
Eat, sleep, then head to Trustin Wall early in the morning.
That sounds like a plan.
Alrighty.
Get some stew.
So,
Maybe not that spicy
pray
stew.
for-
Parts of my body are still recovering from that.
yes, Fordrum?
just a little prayer of thanks for leading me on this path. I know my purpose. These people need help more than I even imagined.
We're not all Nico, okay?
Ain't that the truth, brother?
You're not wrong.
Goodness knows I need
We
it.
do have a Nico, though, so yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
One Nico can do a whole lot.
Oh, man.
So,
You know, ask the Navy.
you all, one by one, go to sleep. So, curiosity. Who here wishes to roll the D100?
I'll do it.
If y'all want it low, I'll do it.
I'll roll it.
He is the only
Go
person
for it.
I've seen roll back-to-back below 10.
Oh, God.
My last 4 have been below 10.
Ooh!
Not far.
Ooh!
Wow.
That's pretty low, buddy. That's pretty low.
I like 14. 14's a good number. That's 2 sevens.
Moving the plot along.
Something like
Whether
that.
we like it or not.
Something like that. I actually need you to roll me a D8.
Oh, no.
Actually, all of you roll me a D8.
Oh no, that means
Yeah.
something's happening. I can feel my fate changing as I speak. Oh,
Ooh,
no.
crit.
Oh, 2 3s. Oh,
So,
boy.
who dies? Forger or Jasper? Who dies?
Who's on the chopping block?
That is levels of exhaustion each of you suffer. Just
I didn't know they get
So,
to 8.
Forger.
Oh no.
So,
And then his ghost has 2 levels of exhaustion.
Fordrum,
Mm-hmm.
this will actually be pretty comical for me at least. As you drift slowly to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
you feel weird. Very weird. Like, you're tumbling? Uh-oh. Did my camera turned off?
You're back.
Yeah, that was weird.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That was weird. I might have to check my jack. I'll do that later. Anyways, kind of like you're tumbling. And when you open your eyes, you seem to be moving along some type of purple bluish light, surrounded by other lines and circles that are kind of just rotating through everything.
Okay. I go with it. If I can stop tumbling, just like to stand for a moment and then walk on the purple light, I will do that.
But it's kind of like walking up an escalator. You have to put a little bit more oomph behind it, but you start going back the other direction. And as you reach the apex, it seems to be dropping down again. And you tumble forward quickly and swirl around through a different area. A very odd, surreal experience that you have. As you're tumbling through like this, you see a few glimpses just shine brightly over your eyes. Roll me a perception check. What'd you get?
19.
19. Not bad. As you're tumbling through this area, you see these glimpses that are odd to you. You see a perfectly clear water cressing up the side of a hill of sorts, and on top of that appears to be some church, though you can't really make out the writing on it or anything else about it. But you see these oddly dressed individuals walking past, and then almost as quickly as you saw that, you tumble back someplace else and you see your group walking backwards while facing forward. They seem to be heading back through the Wuyang Gorge. It's weird. And you just keep going through this rotary system until eventually you see, not terribly far away from you, there's an individual floating inside all of this.
Focus on him. Who is, or her? Who is that?
This appears to be a humanoid looking individual, though you can't make out any descriptions of their face or of their make. They have very long white hair that settles around their hips, and they're holding this staff that has many different coiling aspects rotating around throughout it at an incredible rate.
I will again try and right myself and try and focus on that person and go, are you the one tumbling me?
They kind of snap their head up and look over at you. Oh, I am so sorry. There. You feel the area you're standing on just kind of like twist and start rolling you towards that individual. I am so sorry about this. I wasn't sure that I'd actually catch somebody.
I'm caught?
Oh yes, in more ways than one. How are you? The individual looks at you with these very bright white eyes that aren't like shining or glowing. They're just absent and void of any type of coloration.
Sure.
And they have like a very contemplative look, and even as you're about to start speaking, they're nodding along in agreement. Ah, yes.
Yeah, I feel weird.
Weird.
Yep. I'm not.
That may be the nature of which you are here. Did you die by any chance?
No.
Okay, that's why you feel so weird. All right, we're figuring this out. Don't you like a good puzzle?
Yeah. Who am I talking? Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I apologize. My name is Jonas. It's a pleasure to meet you. They reach their hand out, and it kind of detaches from their arm and floats over towards you to shake your hand.
Perfect. I will totally shake this hand. And I will say I am Vordrum Brightblade of the faithful of the Allfather.
Bright Brows. Yes, Bright Brows.
Brightblade.
No, not you. The one you called father. If you've ever seen his eyebrows, they glow something radiant. He doesn't like that nickname, by the way. You should not use it. I would recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, this is wonderful. So, have you died before?
No.
Are
not,
you
not
really?
that I'm aware of.
Not at all. That is so strange. Ah. Well, if I plucked one of you out, may I ask where you are from?
Uthadern?
Uthadern. Oh,
Or
the
are you
progressive
asking where
city, right? The one with the dwarves and the elves that really like, yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking about where you've plucked me from, or are you talking about where am I from originally?
That is a very good question. You are a very smart individual, Fordrum.
Huh.
That is a wondrous question. So anyways, well, your world's in peril. Oh, wait, nope, not your world. Nope, not your world. The other world is in peril, yes.
Okay. What other world would that be? Just curious.
Well, it depends which other one that we're actually talking about. It could be Arene, it could be Zodiac, it could be Shade. Volition is usually fucking some shit up, every now and again at least. You know, sometimes they just want to give them the hard reset. Fun. But yes, the other ones are in peril. I thought you should know.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Thank
it
you for that.
is.
Thank you for that. So what's your part in it? I mean, are you just plucking those who die and sorting them out? Sending them off to where they go?
No. I don't have a part, per se. You know how, like, there's, the forces of good and the beings of evil. Then there's me. I just kind of go with the flow. And he starts doing the wave with his arms.
Right. What does it mean that I look down upon the group of people I travel with and they're walking backwards? What am I seeing from this place?
Oh, you're seeing things that were, will be, can be, potentially will be, eventually be for others, and be for yourself.
Yeah.
Depends where you walk, really.
Hey, if I was looking for something, can you tell me where it is?
More than likely.
I'm looking for the hilt of a sword that is a magical sword made from stone, basically. It's a blackened.
Well, in all honesty, you're going to have to be a lot more specific than that. Do you have a specific memory that would describe it a little better?
Nah, it's just a memory from other descriptions.
Oh, that may work. Mind if I defile your brain? I trust it barely stings.
Barely stings, huh?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He
Defile
takes his
away.
staff and just shoves it into your head.
Okay.
And you do feel like a pins and needle sensation from your
Yep,
forehead.
That's weird.
It's definitely bad. And then he
Yeah.
plucks out what appears to be another one of those bluish white lines
Yeah.
that then begins tumbling in a circle.
Huh.
He circles around it once and goes, boop. And you're now watching kind of like an instant replay of the conversation you had with everybody else up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, that can be bad. Could be good. Could be very good. Could be bad, though. But
Yeah.
also good.
Right.
So, I mean, who's to say? I'm not.
Do you know where it is?
I do.
Great.
I knew
Can
where
you
it
tell me?
was.
Fine, I'll take that.
Is kind of relevant. When is? Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Shit, I don't do those.
I know. It's kind of funny that you got caught here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where is when currently is. So what is today's date is pretty much what he asked you.
Right. So I rattle off today's date. And the last time and whatever time I went to bed, arguably.
So it is mid-autumn in 1560 or 1432, I believe. One second. I know what it is. No, 1631. Yep, mid-autumn 1631. That is a good year, maybe, will be.
Oh, good.
Could also be bad.
Huh.
Yes. But where that was is currently on its way to the Verst Glade. Huh.
To the what?
Verst Glade.
Verst Glade?
Yes. A terrible landscape. About 100 years ago, it was pretty active with a lot of cultists and people that were following that one individual. They believed themselves to be some type of god. I'm not sure if they ever were successful. I really hope they would. It'd be good having some new flesh blood around. But yeah, that is currently there. Maybe.
Okay.
Yes, if it is currently 1631 when I send you back. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I would prefer to go back to the time I was taken from.
You know, so often people do say that.
Well, yeah.
Plus or minus a few decades shouldn't be too terribly wrong for you, though, so best of luck to you, sir.
Decades. Huh.
Well, it's not like you'll miss them. You weren't there. Well, technically, you is currently there.
Right. Is the word of me doing things while I'm not there, or is the word of me just participating as?
The way I would describe them is generic NPC number 4. Actually, you strike me more of a number 3. And he says that with a smile.
I appreciate the upgrade.
Yes, of course. Wonderful. Well, good luck to you and all of you, and bad luck to them, though. I don't want them to be successful.
The
one that is currently was with you.
Them, the one that is currently was with us. Oh. Well,
Yes.
Meaning someone who's left the group that was with us?
I have no idea.
Oh, but you're wishing bad luck on them. Do you wish bad luck on things you don't have an idea about?
Well, listen, even though I'm supposed to be very neutral, I currently am rooting for my job. So that is what I want for most things. But could be is currently with you, I have no idea. You know, I'm not omnipotent. Though I am. Well, take care of yourself, Fordrum. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, and to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. They slap you on the head with their staff, and you just...
As it's swinging, I literally call out, like... I go, please, Allfather, just put me back where I came from.
Crack. Whack. Actually, roll me a d20.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. All of you have been traveling over towards Trustenwald for the past 5 days. Nothing out of the usual, nothing odd whatsoever. Nobody has encountered you. You've had a very good trip. Forgem, you blink your eyes and you remember the last 5 days of walking here.
I do.
Perfectly. Like, you cooked food, you shot a few, like, jokes at them.
I shot jokes, huh? Huh. Right on.
Yeah. Well, your jokes. They didn't get them.
Okay. Oh,
but
that
yeah.
makes sense. Thanks.
But yeah.
Um.
But now you have that memory with this memory.
Yeah. Got it. So, after 5 days of travel and jogging and thing, I blink a couple times and I go, and I look around, still walking, and I go, I think we actually have to go to the verse Glade for the hilt.
Oh,
The what?
Yeah. So 5 days ago, I went to sleep and woke up and
Yeah, so did the rest of us.
yeah. So while I was asleep, I dreamed about. Well, I can't really explain what I was dreaming about, but I met a person calls himself Janus, and he proclaimed himself omnipotent, though it was pretty confusing. But I asked him for a location, and he said it was traveling to the verse Glade, kind of near where those people who thought themselves a god once was. And that this year of 1631 happens to be a good year, but maybe not.
Is Fortram okay?
So you maybe
are you all right? Do you have a concussion now as well?
So you didn't maybe learn something about nothing.
And you dreamt this 5 days ago, and you're telling us this now.
Yeah. Luckily, when I was sent back, he specifically said that he could send me back anywhere within a few decades of the time that I was originally taken, or caught is the word he used. So I could have been sent back within a few decades of when I was caught. So luckily, it's only 5 days. During that time, this travel, that cooking, these walks that we've had, the conversations we've had, well, they're coming back to me now. However, I got this other piece of information because I'm really back in myself. How's that for a weird?
I'm so confused. We're all getting strange visions from random places and people. I don't understand.
Is Nico's
Yeah.
are concussions
It's-
contagious? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I feel like they are now.
Roll a
I
medicine
didn't
check.
think they were.
I feel like we're
But I
catching something.
can't be certain.
I think we're catching the same disease.
It's not a concussion. I wasn't hitting the head. Well,
Can I roll an insight check to see if I understand or
Yeah.
comprehend any of that?
I don't think I can be certain of anything.
I just want to see if Rez would actually kind of get any understanding of everything that Fortram just was telling us.
What is it you would like to roll? I'm trying to think what would apply.
I was thinking insight. That'd probably be the best thing I could think of.
I mean, sure, roll an insight check.
I mean, I don't want to know. I believe him. I just want to know if Rez would resonate with anything he would understand.
Oh, roll a religion check then. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to see if you can comprehend what just fucking happened. This is spiritual.
Yeah. Nope.
I mean, you have heard the term out-of-body experience, but
Mhm.
you've never
I've had a couple.
confirmed it. I mean, yeah, you might have had some when you, were at Goblin College or whatever.
Well, no, that weird dream with the bowl and all that. But
Oh, yeah.
it gave
Yeah.
me the nightmares.
do you bring that up, Rez, out loud, or is that just you talking out of character?
I think I brought that up a couple sessions ago, actually.
Yeah, I
Because
remember
I
that.
was I had to during the downtime. I was trying to get rid of all the fear condition that was put on me.
So, I think you know how a few of us have had a dream about walking around in a bowl of water and things like
No,
that.
apparently, I'm the only one that hasn't gotten that specific vision or dream yet.
It's not great. You're not missing
Yeah,
much.
well,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not fun.
Well, there was no bowl of water.
Oh.
However, I believe I was, walking around in a different place, tumbling around originally, and then I stood up and walked a little, and I tumbled some more. Anyway, but I ran into a person, kinda, sort of spirit-like guy, and instead of blathering through the bullshit he was casting, I decided to just ask him something specific, and as contrary and difficult as my explanation is to digest, it's as accurate as he portrayed it.
Okay.
So, do we have a map?
I was
Like,
about
can
to
we look
say.
Maybe whoever you met was having the stroke.
I don't think so. He didn't look stroke-like. He looked like he was some powerful entity. He asked me if I was dead, and if I had been dead, and if I had ever thought that, that he was sort of a sorting. I kind of gathered that he was sort of in charge of sorting out dead spirits, souls, maybe. But again, I was about to go into some questions about a Raven Mother or any of that kind of crazy, but thought the better of it on account of he didn't really look like what I would expect from that, and he didn't speak like it.
Nothing ooky and spooky.
No, he wasn't oogie and spooky at all. He was more bumbling.
It sounds like you had a much more lucid and positive experience than I had.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, yes, the first order of business. Where is the first glade, and how do we get to it?
Anybody from the Menagerie Coast or the Empire, roll me a history check.
Yes, the verse glade.
That's it, I
I'm from
believe.
a very
Yep.
niche part of the Menagerie
None
Coast.
of you have any idea.
Hmm.
You've never heard of the Verse Glade either.
Given its name, I would assume somewhere farther up north, up the coast, past the Sirius Mountains, but I can't be for sure. I've never been up there myself.
Well, just curious, aren't the mountains on either side of us sort of? Do they have snow on them and stuff like that? Are they that big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this map and it looks like they're snow capped.
They are.
They're huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, aren't Glades snow capped mountains?
No, it's well, if you're talking about the actual definition of glade, it's more of just an open space in a forest, which is
Oh.
not a mountain.
Bummer.
So maybe there's an open area in a largely forested area somewhere on the coast or in the Empire that has a very large open area. That might be it.
So
You
none
can
of
always
our.
ask.
Let's hang on a second. Let's pull out all of our maps and just look. Does anything have a name on it that says Verse Glade?
We do have the one that Reggie gave us that has like the entire Wild Mount and world. Does it have the whole world or just Wild Mount?
It is all of Wildmount.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's this one.
It should still be enough to get on with.
So if you're looking for glades in particular,
So it looks like it's not labeled on here at least. Well, it's not having a fun time loading for me.
it takes a minute.
Yeah, nothing says Glade on this thing.
No.
This thing doesn't say shit. Fordham rolls that one up like that one's pretty useless, except for blue spots.
You
Could
also
be one of
have
these
a
spots.
you also have a map specifically of the Menagerie Coast,
Yeah.
which I'll bring you to that one. and then you have a map specifically of the Marrow Valley, which is this one. But as for everywhere else, unfortunately, Fordrum, you weren't really in charge of having the map to Islecross or any location up there, so you wouldn't have that. And none of you are from Jorhas, so...
Hmm.
All right. Let's continue to trust in Wald, and maybe we can ask around there for a location. There's got to be somebody. Merchants. I don't know. Who goes to Glades? Druids?
Probably, given the fact that it's usually in a forest, probably.
Yeah, but how many druids are we gonna find in town?
Yeah, that's a good point.
We found Cade, but that was about it.
I wish we knew where that Furbolg was.
That would also be handy.
Yeah.
So, first you have to make it to the Wuyang Gates themselves, which I did say you were pretty close to, only about an hour's walk or so. As you all approach closer towards it, let's put you back in the Menagerie Coast, because that has a better map of it, surprisingly. As you approach closer to the gates, it's already changed in the, what has it been, roughly 2 weeks or so, week and a half, since you all left. None of you have a military background, correct?
No.
No.
No? Okay. There seems to be a larger count of, I'll type it out.
Nah, that's fine. I just want it for my notes.
There appears to be a large number of ballista set up on top of the mountain itself. Not mountain, the gate itself. The drawbridge seems to have been closed, which usually that doesn't happen. Inside of the gate, there are two bridges, typically speaking. Two defenses. A drawbridge and a drop gate that would separate people. Currently, the bridge is up, which leaves about a 60 to 70 foot trench that drops immediately with a whole bunch of spikes around it. As you all approach up towards it, you do see up on the wall, one of the guards up here calls down. Stop right there. Who are you?
Stop right where we're at. And I call out Fordrum from Uthadern. Passed through about a week and a half ago. Spent a lot of time with the Smiths.
Yes, the Iron Maiden. You are the one who assisted her.
Yes, before running to the hills.
Thank you. And who are the rest of you?
I am Corvus Astaroth, nobleman of Trostenwald.
You immediately hear a loud whistle. Take a step back, leave your hands up, and dismount. Or disarm. Yeah. Last time you guys passed through here, they weren't like this at all.
No.
So, you guys okay?
Follow our instructions.
Yeah, we are.
I guess I'll dismount and lower my sword onto the ground.
I have no weapons.
Jesse.
Yeah, I'm just
Jesse.
basically on foot.
Yeah. Rez removes his hands.
These are registered weapons.
Let me unwrap my hand wraps. Oh no, my hands, I dropped them. Whoops.
After they lower the large drawbridge, cranking it all the way down, you see that there are three large soldiers that ride across the bridge. One appears to be dwarven, and the other two are human. As they approach over towards you all, the human steps off their mount and approaches over to you, Corvos. Do you have your signet ring?
Yes, right here. And I show it to him.
They look at it and they investigate it a little bit, trying to be sure it's not a fake. Very good. And the rest of these, are these your personal escorts?
Yes.
You say you are from Uthodurn. The rest of you, where are you from?
Portamali.
Nico doesn't answer in a way that sounds like he might be answering yet again. Very
That's
well.
all.
Then all of you may come through. You are not permitted to stay within the gates yourself. You have to leave immediately to the other side.
Fair enough.
Very well.
Please let me gather your weapons, and we will hand it back to you the moment you are on the other side of the gate.
Careful, little man. This axe is sharp.
I hand him my spear.
He looks down at you and just picks it up. They gather all of your personal effects, and you all start passing through the gate. Last time you were here, there were a few extra tents set up for more soldiers. Right now, one of those large tents seems to be gone. And there's an entire group of soldiers that seem to be no longer here. Like, the population has gone down, but the tension has spiked massively. All of you can feel it. As you pass through, you notice there's two generals currently having a conversation off to the side. One looks like a Marquesian, darker complexion, and the other appears to be a woman, tall, human, blonde hair, very, very Empire looking. So, as you all pass through, yeah.
We passing close to them, or are we wide breadthing them?
It's a pretty wide berth in general,
Okay.
and they seem to just be outside two of those tents having a conversation.
Yeah.
And as you are passing through, something that I believe Corvos would notice. Actually, maybe. Roll me a perception check. Corvos and Jasper.
21.
Oh no, my sheet. Okay, perception.
Okay.
Oof.
Corvos. Last year, your family had a large fundraiser in Trustenwald, trying to build a new beach house resort over at Ustalak so that people can, vacation there at their conveniences, as well as draw in a little bit more profit into Trustenwald outside of just liquor and everything like that. It was a smashing success, in all honesty. And you remember seeing one of the individuals who's currently here at that party. You remember her as a member of the Cerberus Assembly. She seems to be outside of the mess hall. You remember because you've eaten here a couple of times passing through. And she just seems to be sipping a cup of coffee or tea and watching everybody like a hawk. There's also two individuals that seem to be specifically here to protect her. One looks like a secretary. That's the best way you can describe her. Who has a very wide smile that seems unwavering and kind of creepy. And a fairly large, old-looking human, definitely in the later years of his midlife, though he's built a lot bigger than anybody else here. Roll me a history to see if you remember who she is.
I have an idea, but
You don't recall her name. You've only met her once in passing. And of course, as a member of the Cerberus Assembly, she is top 8 most powerful people in the Empire.
Yeah.
All right, so you just keep walking?
For now.
All right. As you pass by, roll me a deception check, Corvos.
Haha.
She
Two.
catches you watching. And kind of just positions to look directly at you.
I very quickly look away.
You kind of just look away and keep walking. Anybody in this party have a passive higher than 14? No?
Mine's exactly
Oh,
14.
Fordrum! You kind of notice Corvo staring at a woman and then quickly looking away when she stares back.
Oh, I just look right at her and I give her a big smile and
She looks back
just
and
a little polite wave, little nod when she looks back.
the
Perfect.
woman with the unwavering smile kind of like takes 3 steps that seem very long steps for somebody moving so posh and properly, and just kind of like stops in front of the soldier, who then immediately straightens himself and goes, good evening, Janet. Hi, how are you? Excuse me, did you need something from my mistress? Looks directly between Fordrum and Corvus.
No, ma'am, just acknowledging.
Likewise.
Oh, that is wonderful. She is quite beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, you too have a lovely smile.
Quite.
Oh, thank you. I designed it myself.
Suppose that depends on your definition of beauty.
Oh, I'm nowhere near as philosophical as you may be, little friend. Looks down at you, Rez. So, what brings you all back to the Empire? Or should I ask,
Appreciate the perspective.
why did you leave the Empire in the first place?
Well, there's a handful of reasons. Sense of adventure, for one. A search for, my friend here is looking for a sword hilt that we'd heard might be out there.
Wow.
Also, I live there.
As well.
The
actually
easiest of
better,
all of the lies.
The
I live
easiest
there.
answer.
Not lies, per
I
se.
know.
Just evasive truths. I'm taking
My home.
Since he's not here.
To be fair, Jasper, you didn't bring them by your home while you were there.
I didn't, but it's not false,
Yeah.
technically.
Wow. That is wonderful. Well, best of luck to all of you. I hope you don't need to head back over there because these gates are shutting down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
No.
Oh,
May
is
I
that?
inquire as to what specifically is the matter?
Oh, you can certainly ask, but I can only tell you certain aspects about this. You see, there was a very large amount of tension, and we found a Jurhassian spy here inside of the Wuyang gates but 3 days ago.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, 6 days ago.
where
Wait,
was
where-
he on his way to?
Where would that-
I'm not terribly sure. Or
Huh.
I'm not allowed to tell you. Either way, you will accept this answer.
I'm gonna do a quick insight check on
It's
this lady.
Sure. You cannot read her. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's,
what I
you
figured.
just...
It's
There's
unreadable.
no
She's
possibility.
It's the face. It's the face that she made for herself.
It's just... You try, and
It's all
there's
that body modification, all that facial
There's
surgery. that you
nothing.
do.
Damn you, Judy!
All the plastic surgery. Man.
Reading enough to know that this is a carefully manicured personality.
Manufactured.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
very, very carefully manicured.
Lady, the help that we're looking for was being traveled from, like, Port Zune area out some way.
Oh, well, there's
that
only a
something that you
handful of
found on this-
individuals that have passed through within that time scaling. I assume time scaling wise, based off of how long it would take the average person to travel from Port
again.
Zune to here. So you were in Port Zune. How was it?
Uneventful.
It was fine.
Really?
The weather wasn't quite what I'd hoped for, but you know.
Was it rainy?
Yeah.
That's the Menagerie Coast for you.
Yeah, it does that a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
I like the rain.
Same.
I mean, I'm not against it, but you know, when you're down by the beach, you hope for a sunny day.
That's very fair. Well, it was a pleasure catching up with all of you, and best of luck finding your sword hilt.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And
Also,
best of luck to all
Yeah.
of this.
Best of luck
Oh.
catching your spies.
thank you very much. We wish to execute them very swiftly.
I love it. I love it.
She walks back over, and the entire time, Corvos, the assembly members just been watching you.
I am unnerved by this.
I am uncomfy.
Have you ever seen a fish man sweat?
Oh boy. All the time, actually. They seem to be wet a lot.
Oh.
That's true. I fit the stereotype.
Oh, man.
Yep.
So, you all are escorted outside the gates, where the one soldier, we apologize, sir, to you, Corvus, that we are not able to allow you to stay here with passage. I hope your family will forgive us for this, but in these trying times, it is not a safe location for a
Plus,
nobleman
it
to
hardly
be.
looks like you have the room.
Thank you, sir.
And good luck in your fight, lad.
Thank
If
you as well,
have
sir.
one.
We are looking forward to protecting our empire.
May the All Father shine brightly on all of you.
And he
which
just
one,
walks
which one is
up.
that? Wait
Yeah.
a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that went like something, like a conversation.
When we start walking and get away, like,
A wells away.
Yeah,
A half
I'm
hour?
gonna wait until we're at least exactly.
How far?
Oh,
Measurement wise?
Approximately.
half hour, hour, whatever many, however far
Probably
that gets.
Half
good,
hour,
yeah.
so that's about a mile or so. Okay.
Yeah, we get a mile away. I'm gonna turn to Corvus and go, you think we should have asked them about the Glade?
Oh shit! I am so glad that they didn't ask us anything else.
You seemed really nervous.
Yeah, that was a member of the Cerberus Assembly. They tend not to show up unless things are a certain way.
Do you know which one?
I couldn't quite place the name, unfortunately. I know her. We've even met.
The only ones I've ever heard were the one Archmage, the Duragna, Best Duragna, and then Jenna Urasor.
They are, I believe, the only two women that are members of the Cerberus Assembly.
What's wrong with them? Like, why? What? I mean, pretend I've
Uh,
never been down here before.
Well, they're quite
Overloaded.
frankly some of the most powerful people within the Empire, both politically and often magically.
even though technically they're not politically, but it's assumed they do a lot of dealings with the king himself, so they have their
Yes.
hands in the politics easily.
They don't directly have the power, but
Well,
they have power.
definitely have the power.
so why be afraid to speak with them?
given the fact that Vesterogna seems to be the one that has it out for Reggie, and she's one of the most powerful ones on the assembly, that could be a problem for us, especially since it seems like she hired a group of sellswords or other adventurers like ourselves to deal with him.
Gotcha.
And if she knew that we were friends with Reggie, that would likely be bad for us.
Yeah, and she probably sent her goons to come and try and attack us as well.
Well,
One of them try to have some kind of correspondence with Cross Hador as well.
Hado.
the sun?
Hado? Yeah, sorry. My notes are my notes are a mess. Yeah, Cross wasn't there?
Cressado.
Cross is the son who was killed.
Yeah.
Right,
So I doubt they're
wasn't-
talking to him.
No.
but didn't we uncover some sort of letter to one of them?
Yeah.
Well, that was
Wow.
Jenny Rasor that he was communicating with to
Right,
get in.
Right.
Who
To
is
the Pulsar
setting up
Stallion.
a new faction on behalf of one of the...
Yes.
Trying to set up
Actually,
their own.
since her name was mentioned, Corvus, that was Jenna.
Oh. Oh.
Oh God.
Oh. Shit.
Plural.
Trying to remember if.
Well,
if
I mean,
Rez would
you
remember
say
any of
oh
that.
shit, but it was either Vesterogna or Jenna. I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
I prefer
like
Jenna. I prefer Jenna.
Yeah, that's fair. So
I mean, I'd prefer no assembly, but
Still.
that's fine.
So
Still not a
glad
good
I
case
didn't
scenario.
say we were just attending a funeral.
Yeah, just another person that doesn't like us, really.
Yeah.
She just
Which-
doesn't know us. Everybody loves the dwarf.
Well,
Honestly, I don't think
That's
knowing
fair.
us would really help in this situation.
I don't think knowing anything we know actually helps anybody.
It
Eh.
certainly isn't helping us much.
Nope. That's why I said it.
I don't know. I found purpose.
Good. Good for you. I'm
Good.
glad you have.
I'm glad for you, buddy.
And I look over their shoulders to make sure there isn't like something coming, pretending that there's, just in case I.
Oh yeah, for the next day I'm gonna be doing that. Just constantly.
roll me a perception check, both of you.
And you just get smacked in the head with like a.
So a giant
watch
mace.
it.
Mommy!
Boardroom is doing it just to fuck with him. I don't even expect to see anything.
So you're doing the like
Like, oh, did they just see something? Ah, nah, it's fine.
it's
I don't
probably
make
nothing.
any noise about it. Just every now and then, I just kind of peek.
Look past the shoulder, like, oh, no, no.
Give me a charisma saving throw, Corvus.
Yay!
It's like, oh, nope, that was just a shadow. Oh, well, okay.
As soon
I
as
fail.
as soon as he turns around to look at what I'm looking at, I go, "Made your turn."
Corvus, you're not going to sleep too terribly well over the next couple of days.
No, I wasn't.
So
planning
when
to.
you get to Trustable, you'll have one level of exhaustion. Just
that's reasonable.
just a little freak the fuck out.
Oh, God.
I mean, when you hung out with her last year, like she was nice.
Although after that, she hangs out with some people I would very much describe as probably not nice.
Problematic.
Yeah. My views have changed.
Circumstances have shifted.
All right.
I no longer feel safe.
Oh man.
So
Oh, blissful innocence.
a
How I
few,
hardly knew ye.
a few more days go by before you all make it over to Trustenwald. Nothing else really happening in between now and then. Just you're there. Congratulations. The wondrous industrial-like city that sweats with the smell of freshly brewed wines and ales loft through the entirety of the
Yes.
area.
Exactly. All that tax exempt wine.
Fordrum,
Yeah.
you, being a connoisseur of ale, this is supposedly the best ale brewery, or it's in Trustenwald somewhere in the entire empire. Supposedly, of course.
All right.
Stiff in the air. He's a bloodhound, boys. We got him. We got it sent.
You
go.
can smell a brewery from a mile away. So
Yeah. Oh, it's the entire town smells like this. at all
Huh.
times.
Yeah, you get used to it.
I stop and look at Corvus as soon as I catch wind of it and go, is there a brewery in this town?
Oh, there are several
Where's the
good ones
one?
too.
Can I be directed to one?
You
What else is
certainly
in this
can.
town? You guys got a nice forge?
Not the sort of amenity I have personally been terribly involved with, but I'm sure we can look around.
All right. So I turn around. Is there like a peasant on the street?
Actually, roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
No peasants to be seen here.
25.
As you walk past one of the alleyways, you look all the way down it, hidden in like a different cruddy looking place
Yeah.
where there appears to be peasants. None of them are in sight in the main streets, though.
All right. Well, I was just going to ask some underling where things are since the noble seems to not know where his town has.
Oh, smart. That's the urchin in the alley. That's the
Yeah.
best chance of getting
So if there's
information. you need.
anybody now who doesn't
I know
look-
where the brewery is.
Oh, good.
So it depends which brewery you are looking for.
The good
There is
one.
the Pinnacle Brew, which prides itself on using many different tropical fruits that are imported from Marquette and from many other places further past that area. They have a bit more of a fruity taste to whatever you're drinking, but it's ultimately closer to a cider from what you get from them as a standard of their establishment. But it is the best cider you can get inside of town. There is the Primetime Brewery, which is kind of like the go-to jack of all trades type of establishment. They have every type of import, export, everything that you can imagine inside of their area. And they have a grand sampler day tour that if you arrive at 8 a.m., you can drink and sip beer until dusk the next day.
Well, if we're here for a couple days, that I will definitely do. But
Of course.
as he's explaining, I just look at him and go, where's the place that the people who work go to?
Why would I know that?
But the
Sorry.
third fine brewery here is the Work Hop Craft Ale. Everything they make there is a crafted ale of the highest caliber that can be made. People can commission specific flavors where they will make 6 barrels experimentationally and give you the best one of those options. It is by far the most expensive, but by far the most luxurious establishment you can get. Welcome back to
Well-
the Empire, where I'm actually planned for shit.
Any one of you guys want to come with me, or we're gonna?
Yeah, I don't like walking around in the places where I can get intoxicated just by smelling the air. So,
Suit
Welcome
yourself.
to Trust-and-Wold.
yeah, no, this is not my kind of place. I'm gonna try and see if I can find information on the Verse Glade.
I think the bar would be the easiest place to find.
Nope.
Oh, none of those
don't think
places
we
are
can-
actually bars, by the way. They're just breweries.
Yep, you
Oh.
go in, you buy your stuff, and you leave.
They
Well, I don't
like,
want
a
to go to one
poorhouse?
of those places.
Which
Which place serves the beer?
I mean,
So, Corvos, this is your city, so I'll tell you this since you live here.
Yeah.
There's actually an establishment that is called the Sparks and the Flame, which is a blacksmithing establishment with an open bar, so you can watch them as they work.
Ooh, ultimate!
Oh.
It's the ultimate! Yes!
so 2 for 1. How's that?
That's
Oh.
pretty great, actually.
That's good. I'm gonna win you all as much ale as you want. Let's
Oh
go.
no.
Not sure you get how this works, but
Wait,
fine,
yeah, do you
no.
win? Do you win ale?
Let's
Just
let him
watch.
find out.
I'm gonna not. I'm gonna
I
pass.
crack my knuckles and unbuckle the pouch that my hammer and smithing tool sits in.
Oh god, I don't know.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna walk in like a gunfighter in this place.
I don't know if I want to see this. I don't think I want
As-
to ruin the persona I have for Fordrum.
So, there's actually not a walk-in It is an open door established. Well, it's a blacksmith shop. They have to aerate outwards. But as you walk over, you see that there is an open area where a door could be fitted, but it's completely open. 2 large shutters are completely open as well, with a roundabout crescent bar with a few booths around the corners and everything on the right side. And that crescent actually wraps around this small little area that has all of these taps for brewery here. Fordrum, you've never seen something like this. These are taps. They don't have these where you come from. Usually people just cork that shit and pour it. But it looks like they don't have anything except like 10 of those nozzles there. That's kind of stupid. And directly past them, like 10 feet back, starts this massive blacksmithing shop that moves around like an L through the back of it, so you can watch them work every step of the way as they craft something.
What are they making? Or is anybody actually working right now?
Currently, wait, how many hours would it have taken you to get here? They usually start pretty early. I'll say, yeah, there's probably somebody working. It's probably like midday right now.
Yeah.
Mid to late day. There appears to be a human male currently flipping over and currently polishing up a sizable looking dagger. I mean, a pretty big one at that. It's not the finest quality that you've ever seen, but you can see that they put a little bit of pizzazz on it to give it more shape and more, you know, appeal to the people who like the shiny, pretty things compared to the actual practical shiny, pretty things. And she seems to just be polishing it up, scratching against it with her pad, and, you know, or he is doing all of that. As you walk in, the place is packed.
Cool.
There are so many people in here. And interestingly enough, as you walk in, a lot of these people all look like they're from the Menagerie Coast.
Weird. I push my way through, head straight for the blacksmith.
Right.
Do I have to walk around this bar, or
you have to go outside to the open canopy to get into the blacksmith area.
to the blacksmith area?
Yep.
Well, then I approach as close as I can from the bar perspective, and I'm just going to call across and go, "Hey, can I come in and join you?"
It looks back at you. You got any of your own metal?
Little smile. Huh?
Got any of your own metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I wander around and join him.
All right. As you get over there, the bartender kind of like looks back at you because they're on your side. They're just past the bar and just kind of like, if you hurt yourself in any way,
I just look at him and for like I shoot him a dwarven stare that should shut him up in the middle of that hurt myself thing, and I just go, yeah. Pull a hammer out of my pocket and keep walking.
Yep. You walk over to the station, and the old man turns and looks at you, kind of just, putting his arms across from himself and eyes you up for a couple of seconds. You've probably been doing this longer than me.
And I go, "Good day, lad. That's a nice looking dagger. Well done."
Yeah. One of the idiots inside wanted it.
Yep. Want to make it nicer?
Not really. They didn't pay me that much. He flips it and throws it hard into a piece of wood, and you see like 3 people over by the bar just like, "That is magnificent." They are so impressed. And he just rolls his eyes very exaggeratedly. But I mean, 3 gold's 3 gold, right?
I imagine he's just like some poor, underpaid, overworked, like theme park attendant.
Yeah. Or like a circus animal.
It's like, wow, Shamu. Wow.
Yeah.
This is what my talents have gone to.
The women in the bar are like, "Look at his arms." The men in the bar are like, "Look what he made." Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's definitely a menagerie.
And he's just like, I went to college for this.
Yeah. So as you're back over here, he's like, are you crafting for yourself or are you crafting for someone else?
I got nothing to make. What do you want? You got an order?
Yeah, we have like 16.
Let me help you.
where'd you learn?
Uthadern.
Yeah, you're fine. All right. He goes back over to the barkeep.
No more questions.
You found your human counterpart.
He could have just said, "I'm a dwarf." That's enough.
Well, no.
I figured you
There
could
are.
see that.
Well,
I'm kidding.
there's empire dwarves who, like, some of them could have been taught, sure. But if you say I'm a blacksmith from Uthadern, yeah, you're credible. You're in. Like, or you're
Wearing
lying.
an apron.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing an armored apron with the symbol of the Allfather blazing on it, and I brought my own hammer.
Yeah, like he's legit.
He walks around like he's about to craft something on the spot all the time.
Yeah.
You don't know if I'm going to pull out a hammer or an axe. It's I'm tricky that way.
It's ambiguous.
He goes over to the bar, grabs a couple of stouts, looks back at you, Fordrum. What do you drink?
Something not too fruity.
Stout.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, give me a couple of those. And he walks over to you, holding both of the large tankards of ale, handing the one to you and placing his down. His is already half
I make
drank.
sure and I clink glasses with him before he sets it down. Thank you, lad. And
Yeah,
I'll
thank you.
take his cup.
He unfolds a piece of paper, looking at it. A dagger with a dragon on the hilt.
Oh
a
my god.
dagger with a bat wing for a handle. And he just looks over at the bar, and you make eye contact with somebody who looks a little too edgy, and you're like, yeah, that's them. A long sword where the hilt's shaped like a... Are you fucking kidding me? They're paying 20 gold. I guess I'll make it for 20 gold. Fuck it. All right, shaped like a dick. And
I don't want to do that one.
yeah, I'll handle it. It's fine.
I'll do the dragon if you want.
If you want. I fucking hate those scales. Make them a lot. And then oh, hey, look. Gauntlets with the symbol of... The fuck is that? Do you know that symbol? Roll me a religion.
Nope.
It appears to be a multi-side object in three-dimensional view, but you can't really count how many sides, and you can't really keep track of it. He goes, yeah. Gauntlets, though. Whatever. Yeah, make whichever ones you want.
Of those choices, I'll take the dragon.
Yeah, go for it. And he starts making the penis rapier.
Ugh. Good luck.
Jesus. God, I have a friend who does blacksmithing on this, like, for fun, and he's got some random requests from people to make stupid shit like that.
Yep.
And I know exactly what that feels like.
I follow somebody on TikTok who just gets stupid fucking requests to make
Yep.
blacksmithing shit.
My friend complains to me all the time. He's like, yep, got another one. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
People need to
Oh.
figure their shit out.
As you're working with him, Fordrum, both of you, slamming away, you are getting free drinks this entire time. And he doesn't even ask you. The moment yours is almost empty, he takes it, fills it up, and brings back another one. While he's working as well, you notice he really knows his stuff. I mean, he's working through a rapier at an incredible rate. Faster than you've seen most of them made. I mean, of course, he's not trying to make it as beautiful as it can be.
Right.
But even making like an average rapier at that speed, that's pretty fucking incredible. This guy is definitely overqualified for the job he's doing as trained circus monkey.
Theme park attendant.
Yeah.
Is there any scrap, like metals laying around? Because I'm just making a dagger.
Yeah, there's plenty of that stuff.
So I'm gonna see if I can find a couple of different metals. So I'll try and make it. I'll start out with like 4 or 5 pieces, heat it up, stretch it, cut it, fold it, heat it up, stretch it. So I'm gonna make a full-on Damascus blade,
All right.
and then at the same time, do they have a thing I can just melt some lighter steel with, so that I could just cast the handle instead of.
Like a furnace.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a furnace.
Yeah.
They have
So I'll
cooling
do that.
stations, furnaces, they have presses, everything. They even have this odd thing that you've never used where it's this large circle with a crank on the side that as you rotate through just slams a large section of smooth stone down into the ingots on a rotational pattern that he
Yeah.
seems to use to just slam and manually do it. Much quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and I'll just, when I press, while my stone's heating, I'll press my sand, and then I'll just take out a little pick, and I'll draw the dragon into the sand, so all the scales are done. And then when it's done, once the heated metal comes out of the furnace, I can just pour it in there, close the top, pour it down, and then pop it out, just clean it up, and all the scales are done.
Give me a blacksmith's check using dexterity.
I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna cast that
Guidance. Guidance.
No, I'm gonna cast the one that gives you the bonus to the exceptional attribute.
What's
Hang
the
on.
spell called? That would make it a lot easy.
Oh, I got it.
Should be on
Enhance
your...
ability?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, enhance ability.
Oh, okay.
Give yourself dexterity.
So you gained advantage on the check.
Yeah, he gets advantage on it, concentration up to an hour.
Yep.
To whatever one he wanted, which is probably dex in this case.
All right, so go ahead and give me that check with advantage.
All right. Smith tools. Sorry. Dexterity. 21.
Not bad. Within the hour, you're already at the fine polishing stage of this, and he looks over at you and just goes, "Huh, you're not bad."
I take it and I dip it in acid so that it brings out the layers, wipe it off, and then I show him and smile.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and give it to the fucker.
But we don't sharpen?
They don't use the blades.
So I go give it to the bartender because I don't know which fucker he's talking about. There's a room full of fuckers in here.
As you bring it over to the bartender, he goes, "Oh, okay. What's your name?"
Boardroom.
Boardroom. Somebody purchased the Dragon's Side Dagger. And you see this guy kind of walk over to the counter. His hair's kind of like gelled in spikes over half his face, and he just like flips his hair slightly and goes, "That's mine."
I just shake my head and wander away, like, don't cut yourself with that thing.
He does tip you an additional gold, though.
I just leave it. I don't take it. I walk away.
Okay. During that hour, I assume the other three are probably doing something. However, we are going to go on break first and find out when we come back. So, everybody, we will be right back.